I met a gypsy.
So, in terms of with the Stark, in terms of just like the package of like the brakes and the suspension, and I guess the more like tangible parts of riding it, is it pretty much just like right there in line with every other bike? Like, because I think that was the thing with the Alta is like, I kind of had like the suspension wasn't that good, and it's like, you know, the overall package itself wasn't in line with like a KTM 450 kind of deal.
Yeah, the last year they came out with the Alta, I think it had that Trax shock, and I think it had the air forks, like the cone, or I don't know, whatever. It was better. Like, it was pretty much on par. Maybe it was like 2 years behind. Where the Stark everything's top of the line. So it's KYB. You'll be able to send it no matter where you are. You're going to know somebody that knows how to work on this fork and shock, and you'll be able to dial that in. I think the brakes, I don't remember what they are, but they work good. You know, it's kind of universal parts around, you know, like you're a little bit more universal, where the Alta had things that were a little bit specific. Like, I think, if that makes sense. But as far as the suspension is good. The bike is unbelievable. Like, as far as the handling, you're gonna trip when you actually ride it. You'll never find a bike that's so easy to tip in. I just seen a picture that they posted yesterday. You see that picture of Sebastian, like, damn near dragging his handlebars, like, with both feet on the pegs? I think it was on Stark's page not too long ago. But
let me have a look.
The thing is super skinny. I think they said it's like 242 pounds. So that's less than like a Kawasaki or Yamaha 450, I believe, like weight wise. Right. But then it feels like it feels kind of weightless, because you don't have all that, you know, like I was talking about, you have the benefit of all that rotating mass, you know, to pull yourself out of situations. That also fights against you when you're trying to tip it into a turn. It wants to go straight. Yeah. All that stuff's moving, like, it wants to pull up and it wants to go straight. That thing, just, you tilt your head and dip in and it just turns. It's so effortless, and you'll be blown away when you ride it. It just, imagine too, riding a bike like where everything's so tight and there's zero vibration. You know what I mean? Like, it's more factory than factory, because, you know, you get on a good factory bike, everything's super tight. You don't hear any like weird noises. Like, everything's just, they've spent an extra $15,000 building this bike to make sure like it gets rid of that 5% of drag. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's that even more. I mean, and if you're not sold yet, the logo's like 24 karat gold or something, actual gold, like built into the plastic. And it's pretty cool. Like, I guess, you know, their contribution to like the, you know, trying to, I guess, be better for the environment, is I think they said that they use about a third or a quarter of the plastic, the actual plastic to form their, you know, their kits. Yeah. Like, they've just figured out a way, like the way that they've designed it and the shapes that it uses way less plastic, and they, you know, say that that's a big pollutant, but, you know, just throwing little kickers in there. They're pretty cool.
I noticed I've been riding my 125 like flat out because I'm about to give it away. So I've been trying to get in some laps on it because it's by far the best bike I've ever owned in my entire life. But so I pretty much spent like all of my like Christmas holidays and shit just doing a million laps on this 125. And then I went back to riding a 350, my 350. And I fucking love that bike. And after doing so many laps on a 125, I was like, this is a piece of shit. Like, this thing, it's fucking heavy. Like, I was riding one track that's just got a lot of like deep ruts coming into the turn, but with like braking bumps in the rut. And I was just like, this fucking engine brake is just like a nightmare right now. Like, it's making my bike handle like shit. And then, you know, like the way that you sort of chop off the throttle, and if you're not holding the clutch in while you're coming into the turn, you've just got all like, I guess what I'm trying to say is I've never really felt the weight and the inertia in the way that you described it, because for so long I haven't really ridden anything else. And then now getting on, you know, to spend so much time on a 125 and just to not have that rotating mass and to not have the drag from the engine braking. Like, this is the first time where I've ever really notice like how significant it is on a modern 4-stroke.
Yeah. On 125s, you got to like, I mean, it's just, I feel like if, for me, riding a 450 all the time, if I jump on a 125, I'm a fish out of water. I forgot that I have to like be so precise on my shifts where I have to carry speed. I can't just like barrel it into something and then have a pivot point. Like you have to start your brakes, start your roll on. I mean, there's like a whole nother set of skills that come with it. And to be honest, that e-bike, it's going to be the opposite. It's going to make everybody ride better, easier. Which, you know, it's going to take, I would be willing to bet just about any old timer, you know, vet rider, novice.
Yeah.
Unless you're at that pro intermediate level, you know, then the benefits, you know, shrink a little bit because those guys are able to ride these bikes to their actual capability. Yeah. But this thing, like, you can tune it exactly to your comfort level. Like if you don't like engine braking, take it off. If you like the engine braking, say it's a hard packed track and you want something to drag you down and keep your bike kind of locked to the dirt, turn it up. But if it's real bumpy and, you know, you're finding the bottoms of the holes when you let off because of that engine braking, turn it off. Like it's that simple. Where before, like you'd have to, you know, this is the catch-22, because before you would have to go and you'd have to send that bike to, you know, one of these companies to adjust your engine, and it, like you have these mad scientists that figured out how to exactly, like these guys have dedicated their whole lives to making an internal combustion engine do those things that you're asking for, and now you're going to be able to do it with the turn of a knob, which is scary but also exciting. You know, I'm sure everybody's gonna, you know, it's gonna evolve, but yeah, it's kind of just crazy the way it works. It's just user friendly.
I pretty much guarantee that in February, like I'm sure that, I mean, I hope, I'm pretty sure they said that they're going to have all of the 450s there, like all of the current 450s there. I will guarantee right now that I would be like second. I've never even ridden this thing, but like from riding other like electronic shit, and even like in the road bike stuff, like the way that like on my Ducatis, like I can change like the wheelie amount, like the wheelie angle. So like once it gets to like a certain angle, like the electronics kick in, it just keeps it there. So like my Ducati, you can just hold the thing fucking wide open out of a turn, and the front wheel will come up like a couple inches, and then you just hold the thing on the stop and it just holds that wheelie. It's fucking crazy, dude. And then like my engine braking, dude, it's so gnarly. So, you know, I've got like, it's a 200 plus, oh no, not quite 200, probably like 140, 150 horsepower bike. And you just come out of a turn and just fucking hold the thing on the stop. And then with the engine braking, if you're like can't get the bike stepped out as you're coming into a turn, then you can just add more engine braking, and then you start banging through the gears and the thing will step out. If you don't want that, you can take it off. Like I've done laps with no traction control at all, and then I've done laps where you just crack the throttle wide open and that thing is not going to step out. So in terms of just like general safety and, you know, like usability, I guarantee that when I go and ride that bike, I will be faster than I could go on any of those modern 450s. And I mean, I guess it'd be hard to take like the bias out of it, you know, because I guess maybe there's some confirmation bias that I already think I'll be faster on a 450, but I feel pretty confident in saying that if I go over there, I will definitely be fast, because I'm just at that level where I think all of those things will make a difference to me.
Well, just, I mean, when you twist the throttle, it's there. It doesn't matter how much momentum you're carrying. You're always in the meat of the power band, like from a stop to 30 miles an hour. That's pretty remarkable. Like you can't really put a foot wrong. That's the wild thing about it, you know. And then how good they got the ergonomics is, like I said, it's something to behold. It's gonna be cool to. I just can't wait till more people ride it to see I'm not crazy, you know.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet. Like, yeah, and then when I have one in my possession, I got some good ideas for it. Like, I need to get it quick because my boy Scranny is going hard in the streets right now. He's pulling off everything. So he's gonna have some videos coming out soon too.
You were right when I think it was like the first podcast you talked about Scranny, and you were like, this is like the guy, and that was you were right about that. He's a fucking animal.
Wait till you see what he's up to. Like right now, it's so wild.
Well,
I mean, I've got some cool stuff coming out like here in the next couple of weeks, but like Scranny's got like a whole like real street riding encounters, pulling off stuff that is like people are gonna lose their minds when they see it. He's pulling off Hollywood stunts like with like 3 buddies in a pickup truck. Like,
dude,
it's I can't wait for it to see light of day. I'm proud of him. Can't wait.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.